Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So just recently, a video of Jackie O's father, who had made a speech at her funeral, which happened just recently, was posted to the internet. Now, before I get into this speech, and I put that in air quotes, very strong air quotes, let me reiterate something. The previous video that I made about this subject, I said that I did not like what Azalea Banks said about Jackie O. I didn't think it was appropriate at all, especially considering the timing, because this woman literally just passed away. I thought it was very nasty and mean because her issue was with DC Young Fly. Jackie O didn't make those comments. Jackie O didn't get on stage and say something disrespectful to black women. I've only heard good things about that young woman concerning how good of a mother she was, how good of a person she was, what she did for a living. I never heard a negative word about her. I never saw any videos of her being disrespectful to black women or slandering black women in any way, so far as what I'm concerned about. So like I said, her issue was with DC Young Fly, and she should have taken it up with him. I stand by what I said, and I said what I said. Now, concerning DC Young Fly and the things that he likes to say and do, because I haven't seen a whole lot of his comedy and stand-ups and whatever, but you don't have to convince me of anything, because 9 times out of 10, I already know myself, and I would be goofy not to know. 9 times out of 10, if it's a comedian and he's black, he's probably colorist. Or he uses black women as the butt of his jokes, especially dark-skinned black women. I also said what I said there. Don't even try to go back and forth with me in the comments, because I'm not going to. I stand by what I said, and it's the truth. The proof is in the pudding, literally. Now back to this man who calls himself trying to make a speech at his own daughter's funeral. First of all, this ain't a man, this is an ignoramus. He's a colorist, disrespectful, racist ignoramus. Yeah, I said what I said. After listening to what he had to say at his daughter's funeral, instead of actually saying something like about her life, her legacy, how she was growing up, because that's usually what they do in these kind of scenarios. They get up and they say, oh, well, she was a little girl, she would do this, this, and this. She would take pictures because she wanted to be a photographer or a model, or she would run around the house, jump over the fences because she wanted to participate in track. He didn't do that. He got up and he started spouting all kinds of, honestly, I might say blasphemous, I'd go so far to say, and just stupid garbage. First of all, I'm still stuck on the part where he got up and had the audacity to say that, did he call himself a man of God? I'm still stuck on that. And the part where he said, oh, well, in the Bible, in Genesis 1, and then he said he didn't know anything about the Bible, but proceeded to quote Genesis 1, where he then said that and I'm going to say he believes, because this, like I said, is just so outlandish, that Adam was black and Eve was white because God made Adam from the dirt and pulled Eve from his pink rib. This is what he was saying in place of what he should have been talking about at his daughter's funeral. Y'all, this was raggedy. This was raggedy. It was disrespectful. It was, if you ask me, a mockery and a slap in the face to God. How dare you get up and misquote God's scripture? You know what? It's going to be all fun and games until God starts smacking y'all down for misquoting his holy scriptures. I'm just going to be the first one to say it, okay? Because that's morbidly disrespectful to do. Don't you dare go up in God's house and stand anywhere near his pulpit and try to say, first of all, that you're a man of God when you don't have a relationship with him. You don't read his Bible. You're not trying to read his Bible or do right toward anybody. And then misquote his scriptures. That's just disgusting. Although anyways, I'm really glad when I took to the internet and I saw this, that there were people who actually saw this for what it was. It's disgusting, like I said, and he was wrong on 2 fronts. First of all, for the disrespect that he did towards God, for what he said, for what he let come out of his raggedy mouth. And second of all, for how he did his daughter. His daughter deserved better than that from him. I want you to actually take the time to read these comments, because they really do expose, like I said, what's really going on here that nobody likes to talk about, that a lot of people like to gaslight people over. Somebody actually made a comment that they felt like he was spouting this nonsense because he's just raggedy, he's ignorant, and because he probably didn't know her. Allegedly, the young woman was abandoned by her white mother and then was raised by her black aunts. So those were probably the people who were really in mourning, y'all, during that service. And if that had been my brother speaking about my niece who I helped raise, I probably would have slapped the taste out of his mouth right there actually, I take that back. I wouldn't have did it right there in the church, because that would have been disrespectful to God. But as soon as we would have left out of the church, I would have slapped the taste out of his mouth for that. Like I said, I really want y'all to take the time and read these comments because they are very enlightening, and especially this comment right here and the one that will be at the very end, because the thing that I've been saying all this time in multiple videos, like I said before, it feels like I'm beating a dead horse with the colorism thing. Then there are other people who have said it. I'm not the only one. I just don't say it a lot because when I do, sometimes there's always some idiot in the comments who wants to, like I said, gaslight me. But when we talk about colorism and how black people can be the biggest perpetuators of colorism and really of white supremacy and racism, people want to act like you're crazy. They don't know what you're talking about. And the sad part is when you let this stuff go unchecked or unnoticed or you don't talk about it, this is the kind of stuff that happens. You have a father that's talking about how he thinks that Adam was black and Eve was white so that he can justify and further fetishize this situation he has going on with the white woman who allegedly left him and abandoned his daughter, and putting these biracial light-skinned women on a pedestal. And then you have DC Youngfly, who allegedly likes to make comments and be disrespectful and colorist. But even in his putting women like Jacky O on a pedestal, and this is not saying anything negative about her, these women still get the short end of the stick because all they are sought after for is because of their whiteness or their proximity to whiteness or because they're mixed with whiteness. And it's really sad because they're fetishized. You know, on one hand, dark-skinned black women are talked about for being dark-skinned, and then these women are fetishized because of their lighter skin. Now, let's not get it twisted. They get privileges for that, but they get fetishized and basically treated just like that's really all they're worth. Their lighter skin. Like I said, her father is raggedy for what he did. And you know what? You can throw DC Youngfly under that bus as well. Like I said, for his disrespect towards black women, and because why in the world did he not marry this woman? It really pissed me off when I looked through these videos and they were trying to clean this up by saying that that was his wife, knowing good and god dang well that woman was not his wife. They did that to make him look better because it makes him look real raggedy that he done got this woman pregnant 3 times with 3 of his children, had her around him like arm candy, convenience because she was light-skinned and biracial, but he didn't like her enough to marry her. So he liked her enough to get her pregnant 3 times, but not enough to marry her. And please miss me with the bullcrap comments about, oh, well, marriage is expensive and marriage is not for everybody. Again, if you like somebody enough to screw them, you ought to like them enough to put a ring on it. Now, I can't speak for Jacky O why she kept going back to him, even though he didn't put a ring on it. But we can speak for DC Youngfly since he's still here. Like I said, he's raggedy for that. Jacky O really deserved better than what she got from the men in her life. And I don't care how whoever feels about me saying that. It's the truth, and if you can't handle it, stay off of YouTube. Anyways, this is a sad situation. Y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a blessed day.